You are doing well if you are healthy and have enough food. In the year 1400 Hijri, I participated in a campaign to propagate Islam close to the border of Yemen. I temporarily left the camp we were staying in, intending to go with one of my professors to Abha. On the way back, I was upset because he was driving his car at a very high speed. I pleaded with him to slow down, but it seemed that this only had the effect of goading him on to go faster. It was raining that night, yet he continued to drive recklessly. We ended up in a valley that was filling with water. At first the water reached a level only slightly above our tires. As we reached the middle of the valley, though, the situation got worse as water started to flow into our vehicle. We left the car and with much difficulty we managed to reach the edge of the valley. We were stuck there all night without food, drink, and more importantly, because we were wet, without blankets. We were contented and thankful for our situation though, because when the flood had us overwhelmed us, we had expected to die, and so we were thankful just to be alive. In the early morning, somebody came and took us to safety. I am reminded by this incident of a story that took place in World War II. An American ship was hit by a missile and as a result began to sink. The captain was stranded for 13 days, with only water and bed to nourish him. He was later asked whether there was a moral that he took away with him from his experience. He said, something important that I took away with me from this experience is that if a person is healthy and has bread and water, he has the whole world with him. What is this world other than a healthy body, peace of mind, bread, water, and a garment to wear? Why don't you and I use math to calculate what we have and what we don't have? I think that most of us will find that we have more than 80% of the things that make life comfortable. Needless to say, there are exceptional cases when one is deprived of important necessities, but for the most part we weep over comforts that are missing without laughing and being thankful for those that we do have. We are sorrowful when afflicted and ungrateful when all is well, as extinguish the fire of enmity before it spreads. Throughout my life I found that whenever I defended myself against defamatory comments, loss and regret were the main results. At first I would think it wise that I should set things straight when some person criticized me, regardless of whether the criticism was verbal or written. In the end, however, I found the opposite to be true. By defending myself, more enmity resulted, and instead of restoration of good ties between my critic and myself, he would attempt to malign me even further. Eventually, I would wish that I had never confronted him in the first place. It would have been better to forgive, forbear, show patience, turn away, and ignore the defamatory remarks. After all, this is what the Quran teaches us. Show forgiveness, enjoy what is good, and turn away from the foolish. Don't punish them. Let them pardon and forgive those who repress anger and who pardon men, and when they are angry they forgive, and when the foolish address them with bad words they reply back with mild words of gentleness. Repel the evil with one which is better. Allah ordered the faithful believers to be patient at the time of anger, and to excuse those who treat them badly. Then verily, between Mom and you there was enmity, will become as though he was a close friend. Therefore, if you hear malicious words from someone, do not answer back. It will only result in multiplying one attack into 10. Don't belittle another person's efforts. Life has taught me to put into practice something that has never failed me, to moderately express my approval of others. This policy always has a positive effect on all sorts of people. Soft and gentle words work wonders on the hearts of people. Our religion teaches us to be generous and kind in dealings, and by the mercy of Allah you dealt with them gently, and had you been severe and harsh-hearted, they would have broken away from about you. The author of the book How to Win Friends states that an important factor in attracting people to you is to praise and compliment them inordinately. I do not agree moderation and justice are called for. Indeed, Allah has set a measure for all things. Therefore, one should neither flatter others artificially nor be dry and distant with them. Sure, we could take the path of looking down upon people with supercilious airs, but as a result it is we who will lose our friends, and not they who will lose us. But if you are not friendly, people will soon find someone else to make acquaintance with, and be kind and humble to the believers who follow you. Earning the respect of others also contributes to bringing you happiness. Muslims are Allah's witnesses on earth, and they pray for each other's forgiveness and speak good to people. In life I have been especially impressed by those who are charismatic in their dealings, those who seem to attract others magnetically by their good character. They always wear a smile for others. They have honest tongues, and their hearts are free from jealousy and rancor. With the permission of Allah, it is within the reach of every one of us to achieve acceptance among the people of the earth. This acceptance is not bought with treasures or wealth, but it is earned through sincerity towards Allah, truthfulness, the love of Allah and His Messenger, a love for spreading good to others, and a lowly opinion of one's own self. To achieve these and other good qualities, we must make an honest effort, because they require an upward climb. Evil characteristics are easily achieved for whoever wants them, for they demand only a downward descent. An Arab poet said, "The evil character soon ceases to feel his wickedness. A bodily injury causes no pain for the dead. The person who is self-absorbed is likely to feel inferior and melancholy on the inside. And there are some people who think more highly of themselves than they should. A few examples of such people come to mind. People who made some efforts to contribute to society, later feeling that their work deserved a lifetime's achievement award. One student I knew wrote a few small booklets that were targeted at young Muslims. I wanted to encourage him, so I complimented him on his efforts. Then he began to talk endlessly about the booklets. about how widely they were distributed, and about how much acclaim they had received. I was amazed at this person's visions of himself, but I also learned from him how people hate to be overlooked or put down.